Canada's economy on a brink of a catastrophic meltdown? Are we witnessing the gradual erosion of the financial stability that we have relied upon for decades, feeling it slip through our fingers like grains of sand? Today, we are set to delve deep into the truth behind these alarming cautionary warnings that have been surfacing in the recent discussions. We will take a close look at the multifaceted challenges that everyday Canadians are grappling with in this ever changing economic landscape. Furthermore, we will assess whether there is a still viable window of opportunities to implement effective measures and alter the course of our economic trajectory. Before it's too late, join us as we piece together the puzzle and navigate the complexities of Canada's financial future. Are we on the brink of collapse? Canada's economy has historically been perceived as a beacon of stability, a formidable powerhouse that individual businesses and even governments could depend upon in both good times and bad times. For many years, it has represented a safe haven, attracting investments and fostering growth across various sectors. However, beneath the surface of optimistic headlines touting growth and prosperity, there is an unsettling undercurrent of concern. Whispers of potential economic collapse are becoming increasingly pronounced. It is imperative that we confront these realities head on, as the consequences of indifference could be catastrophic. The implications of this situation are severe and demand our immediate attention. The clock is ticking and we cannot afford to ignore the warning signs any longer. Whether you're a business owner, investor, or just an everyday Canadian, the ripple effects of collapsing economy will touch every aspect of your life. Rising inflation, an ever-growing national debt, and unpredictable global market shifts are creating a perfect storm. The question is, can Canada weather it? Inflation, the silent killer. Inflation is insidious force that is steadily eroding the purchasing power of Canadians, often unnoticed until effects become glaring apparent. You may have already sensed these changes in your own life. When you glance at your grocery bills, it's hard to ignore the steep increases. The gas prices seem to spike overnight, straining the budgets, and the cost of housing has soared to such heights that it has become utterly unattainable for a significant portion of the population. Every day, the value of your hard-earned dollar diminishes, making it increasingly difficult for families to make ends meet. The financial pressure mounts as those once manageable expenses now feel like overwhelming burdens, leaving many to grapple with the harsh reality. Inflation doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow creeping force that builds up over time. Back in the 1970s, we saw something similar with stagflation, a deadly combination of rising prices and stagnant economic growth. Fast forward to today, wages aren't keeping pace with the rising costs, forcing Canadians to make hard choices about where their money goes. The national debt, the ticking time bomb. Canada's national debt is now over 700 billion, and that's just the federal number. When you add the provincial debt, the total becomes mind-boggling. Every dollar borrowed today is a burden faced on future generations. But it is not just about how much we owe, it's about how we manage that debt. High debt levels mean that more of our budget goes toward paying interest instead of funding vital services like healthcare, education, or infrastructure. And as interest rates climb, the cost of servicing that debt becomes even steeper. It's a vicious cycle and threatens to spiral out of control. The global wild card and the global economy is another key factor. Canada is heavily reliant on international trade, and when geopolitical tensions arise, we feel the impact. Trade wars, sanctions, and tariff battle creates uncertainty for businesses and consumers alike. The world is more interconnected than ever, which means that a financial shock in one region can send ripples around the globe. Canada isn't immune from commodity prices, fluctuations, supply chain disruptions, global events can have devastating local consequences. Experts around this economists are raising red flags. Some predict 30% of a drop in housing prices while the next 18 months, a scenario that could devastate homeowners, investors, and financial institutions. Others warn of an impending recession that could rival, even surpass 2008 financial crisis. These aren't baseless claims. They're based on hard data and the deep understanding of economic system. The housing market, once a pillar of Canada's economy, is now a double-edged sword. While a price correction might make homes more affordable for some, it could also lead to widespread foreclosures and negative equity for current homeowners. A sharp downturn in real estate could ripple across the industries, affecting construction, banking, as well as retail. What's at stake for Canadians? The implications of all this for you, the Canadian citizen. If the economy faces a collapse, the consequences will reach every corner of the society. The prospect of job loss looms large, with potential drastic increase in particular in the critical sectors such as manufacturing, retail, and real estate. As the unemployment rate escalates, it will not only affect individuals and families, but also place immense pressure on our social programs designed to support those in need. This creates a worrying domino effect where decreased disposable income leads to reduced consumer spending, which accelerates the economic downturn. Essentially, as people have less money to spend, businesses suffer, profits decline, and the cycle of economic instability continues to spiral. It's a situation that touches everyone's life, making it vital to understand the broad impact on our communities and our nation as a whole. For families, the rising cost of living combined with stagnant wages creates a painful squeeze. The dream of home ownership feels out of reach for many young Canadians, and those who do own homes are worried about declining property value. The stakes are incredibly high. Canada is at a crossroads, and the decision we make today will shape the future for our generations. But there's hope. We've faced economical challenge before and came out strong. So how do we fix this? A path forward: first, we need to get inflation under control. Second, we must address national debt. This doesn't mean cutting essential services, far from it. Instead, we need smarter investment that drive long-term growth. Infrastructure projects, renewable energy, and education are all areas that can create jobs and strengthen the economy. Third, Canada needs to adapt to shifting global landscape, diversifying our trade relationships and investing in innovation while helping us remain competitive in an unpredictable world. We have the talent, the resources to lead the emerging industries like clean technology and artificial intelligence. There are steps you can take to protect yourself and your family. Start by building an emergency fund. It's your financial safety net in the unconcerned times. Pay down high interest debt to reduce your financial vulnerability, and stay informed about economic trends so you can make smarter decisions about your career, investments, as well as your spending. Beyond that, let your voice be heard. Policymakers need to know that Canadians care about the economy and want bold action to ensure stability and fairness. Advocate for policies that promote growth while addressing inequalities. Canada's economy is at a critical moment. The challenges are real, but so is our potential to overcome them. The question is, will we rise to the occasion? The answer depends on all of us, our decisions, our actions, and our willingness to face tough truths. Now, I would like to hear from you what you think. Is Canada on the brink of collapse, or can we steer the ship back on course? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I can't wait to hear your perspective. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more insights into the topics that matter most. Hit notification bell so you never miss a